Good morning, everyone. How's your Thursday going? My voice is okay till I get on here and then it gets all wonky. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you here. I'm the lipstick lady, Pam. And so I always show what lipstick I have on. It's an Avon one. It's called Rose Smoke, which, I've had these a hot minute, so whether they're still available, I have no idea. And then I did top it off with this Red Aspen, what I got left of this lip gloss, Dahlia, I think it says it is, on there. So sometimes I just add a little gloss on top. But, okay, that out of the way. Welcome back. Y'all, I thought I'd have this office clean. This office is still a hot mess in here, but there's a whole new day, and maybe today I'll get more done with it. I did have some requests. I do a second channel, Miles in the Mimi Mobile, and where I drive around the local area, and it's people seem to like it, and especially like if they're moving here, it kind of helps them be able to, check out some of the areas, I guess, and to see, or maybe they want to see, I don't know, I guess check out the local areas. And, or if they've lived here before, maybe moved away. I feel like I'm right up all in your face. Back up a little bit. Maybe they lived here before and moved away, and just kind of curious to what it looks like now. I know we watch some of the YouTube channels that travel around, especially in Florida, because things are always changing there like they are here. And we'll go on and watch, I don't know what his channel is, but he drives around like Jacksonville area and all that. And we like to go on there and watch him sometimes just to see what all has changed in the years since we've been gone. Most of the places we don't even recognize anymore. I'm like, where is that at? And then I'll see something that kind of I remember, and oh, okay, wow, and all things change. So I do that, and it's just kind of like for my own, like there's the big highway that they are doing, going through and redoing and putting all different, like each exit's going to have different things now. They're going to be different. And so, just be kind of neat down the road here when they're all finished. If I'm still alive and kicking, I'll be able to, because it takes my hot minute to do construction here. But I'll be able to look and see and go, oh, remember when Highway 6 looked like that? Compared to what it looks like now. It'll be just kind of fun that way too. Or different places. They're always building here too. But I do get requests sometimes from viewers that will say, hey, will you drive down, this road, or will you, go down this street? And so, which today I'm going to go out. There's one I got to go out and shoot down that street. It's not a very long one, so I'll have to add something else in to make the video a lengthy enough one to go on. But and I don't even know where I was going with that, but it's one of those days. Oh, goodness. But, I was going to actually come on here and talk about subscriptions today. So I don't know where I was at with the other, I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. I'm pushing 60 here. My mind wanders every now and then. But, yeah, so subscriptions. Do y'all still have a lot of subscriptions? Back in the day, honestly, like subscriptions, I think I remember, like probably the first subscription I can think of that we had was, and if you're in my age group, you'll probably remember this, where, the company where you could get, was it the cassettes? I think it was the cassettes. You could, was it cassettes? It had to be cassettes. Couldn't have been DVD or CDs or whatever. I think it was cassettes. You signed up, and like each month you had a subscription. They'd send you, you could sign up. I think it was like you got 11. And I can't even remember, it's been so long ago. It was like you got 11, you got a 12th one free, and you signed up for this subscription, and then each month they sent you a different one or something. So that was, way back when, like in the 80s, I'm thinking, late 80s. And, of course, they're not around anymore, but either are cassettes. So, I miss CDs. I miss being able to have CDs. I had so many CDs that I burned myself and tossed them all out because you can't. I have nothing that takes a CD anymore. My cars don't take it. The computers don't take it. I have nothing that takes a CD. So I don't even have my CDs anymore. But anyway. So that was subscriptions that, like the first one that I can think of right off bat that we had. But over the years you get signed up for other subscriptions, Sam's Club, Costco, those kind of subscriptions, Netflix, Hulu, all the different, the Paramount, and I don't even know what all. We had cut cable out, I'm going to say probably 2017, 2018, somewhere in that ballpark, where we got rid of cable altogether. Cut the cord, as they say. And, so then we had subscriptions because you would get watching a show or you would hear somebody say, hey, have you seen, well, you gotta join Paramount or one of these other ones to watch it. So you'd get the subscription so that you could watch that. And then they always, like Yellowstone was one of them. You watch a season of Yellowstone, and then you keep that subscription going because, they leave you on a cliffhanger, and the new season's going to come out. You got to see what happens. So you keep the subscription only to find out a week before it comes out, oh, it's not on Paramount anymore. It's on Paramount Plus. So then you got to switch over, to Paramount Plus. So some people probably just leave Paramount because by then they're probably watching some other series that they gotta, they can't get rid of Paramount for this. So then you sign up for Paramount Plus so you can pick up Yellowstone. And then you get done with that end of the series or, that season. So then you've got the 2 subscriptions. And while you're waiting for the new season of Yellowstone to come out again, you start watching something else on Plus that you're watching. And then it comes out season 3 and it's on a different app, or different subscription. So, Yellowstone was really bad about that, I will say. And the last couple seasons, now I did watch the last one. Well, I guess it was the last one of the actual Yellowstone. We did watch that. Because we had to see how it ended. But the spin-offs, we're not even interested in watching, or at least I know I'm not. It wasn't that good. I didn't mind the series, but I'm not going to pay to chase another 6 different series. But we have actually, we got rid of all of those, because we'd get rid of Paramount and sign up for Paramount Plus so we could watch. And then when it was on something else, I don't even remember what the other ones were, we'd get rid of that Paramount Plus to watch, sign up for that. But we got rid of all of those. And then came Netflix. And Netflix was getting, so it seemed like every show you watched on there, F-bomb this, F-bomb that. You could not watch, it seemed like anything that just wasn't foul language. And I wasn't into that. I can't stand watching TV shows like that. Which Yellowstone was one of them. But then they had decent plot. I couldn't stand the way they talked on it. That's just me. I know a lot of people, a lot of y'all use that language and it doesn't bother you. Good for you. But for me, I don't like it. So when the spin-offs come out, we weren't interested in Hulu or Netflix got to where I'm like, I don't even like any of the shows anymore on there. We got rid of Netflix. We kept Hulu for a while, but then, it just got so pretty much anything we watch is YouTube. We got so you could watch pretty much anything you want on YouTube, and it doesn't cost you anything. So, because we don't pay for the subscription that you can get where you don't have the ads. We let the ads run, so, but, it just, we're YouTubers watching family now, or at least in our household. And, Dave has a gazillion different people he watches. I don't have quite as many, but he's home all day, so the TV's on all day. I get a couple hours in the evening. I'll come home from work, and lately, because it's been light longer, I've been staying out longer, because the DoorDash or the DoorDash deliveries have been so crappy that I stay out later to make the money. And by the time I come home and we eat and I get unwound, it's almost time to go to bed. And so Izzy and I'll go in the bedroom and I'll watch my shows. And we go and, watch one or two and it's time for bed already. So, but I don't have quite as many as Dave does. And, but we got rid of all of those subscriptions. It was just, when you look at how much you pay, and now maybe you have lots of extra income, and if you do, then hey, that's you. You do you, boo. However you want to do it. But for anybody that's on a fixed income, if you get looking at how much you pay on subscriptions, that's a good way to save a little extra money that you can put elsewhere. $7 here, $15 there, $10 there. It does add up after a while. And another subscription that we recently got rid of, now we love the subscriptions, but to save some money, we got rid of them. We've had the car wash subscriptions since we've lived here. And it's great because you can go through the car wash up to 2 times, and some of them are unlimited. Not that you would normally need to go through multiple times, but there was one time I went through the car wash in the morning, because I like to keep my car clean. Went through the car wash in the morning, and then one of my last deliveries, I got behind this semi, and I don't know what it was spraying, but it was like oil. It was just spewing something out, and it was all over the front of my car, my windshield, and I thought, before I head home, I'm heading right through the car wash, get this gunk off, because I didn't know what it was. So, I think that was probably about the only time I ever went through a second time in a day. But it's an option. So maybe you live on a dirt road or you work on a dirt road. Maybe you want to go through it again before you go home. I don't know. But, the subscriptions, car washes are a little pricey here. So, and maybe it's like this everywhere. I keep saying here because for the last 3 years, we really haven't left here to know if the rest of the world is experiencing all this same stuff. But the car washes here are like, $22 on up. And I think that's what it was last time I looked. I know the subscription, the cheapest one you can get, I think, is $22. And probably, and eventually we probably would like to get back to that, because we do miss going and driving through. But we did also find out when didn't have the top subscription, like the top one's like $40 a month, and it gives you all the bells and whistles, and depending on which car wash you use, there's a couple different companies, but the one, they'll actually even come out and towel dry your vehicle for you, although it's hit and miss. We had that originally, and when you'd get to the end, depending on who worked at the end, some of them would come towel dry and some of them wouldn't. So that's why we didn't keep that one. But we did find out the ones that puts the wax on, when we had to get new tires on Dave's car, or not new tires, new brakes on Dave's car a couple months ago, from all the wax, the tire shine stuff that they, I guess it was tire shine, not the wax, all the tire shine stuff they put on, which on his car, we knew they were putting a lot on, or, it was building up because every time I'd get something out of the back seat of the car, I'd always bump my leg on the wheel well, and always get that doggone shine on my pants, or my shorts, or my leg, and it's like, I didn't find that in my car, but in his car, must have been the way where I was standing at the back door compared to how I did in mine, like getting the grandsons out of the booster seats or whatever. They have trouble with the seatbelts. So I knew they were using a lot of tire shine, but it actually can affect your brakes. So that was one of the things we found out when we got new brakes on his car. So I thought, no, if I go back to getting a subscription with that, I'm just going to probably go with the plain Jane, no tire shine, the cheaper $22 a month subscription for that. But, we got rid of that because it was, I think I was paying $34 a month, but that was for each vehicle. So that's, over 70, it's almost $68 for the 2 vehicles each month. I can do some stuff at $68. When you're on a limited income, you're on what do they call it? Living on a budget. You learn what you can do with $68. So yeah, so there's, and I know there's, now Sam's, we had a Sam's membership and a Costco membership. And I do like going to Sam's. For one, they're not that far from where we're at. It's maybe a 10-minute drive to Sam's. And I enjoy going into Sam's. Problem is, I don't usually have the money to go and buy bulk. I buy, and I don't have space. It's not like we could go in and buy bulk of meat. We have a refrigerator with a little freezer. We don't have like a chest freezer or something that you could stock up on meat. So there's a lot of things, or ketchup. If I buy 3 ketchups or 6 ketchups, I have a little pantry. I don't have room to stock up on stuff that a lot of y'all probably do. So, when it came time to renew our Sam's Club, I said, do we really, we don't go there that much. This last year, we've hardly gone at all. And then when we would go in there, the things that we would buy, we'd go in for 1 or 2 things that, meat or pasta sauce, something, that was actually grocery. And then on your way out, you're going down the aisle that's got, the chocolate covered almonds and this and that and all the snacky snacks. And, of course, if you go in there hungry, which generally we did, you'd come out with spending more money than what you really needed to do. So when it came time to renew, we did cut Sam's Club off. We still have Costco. And actually, I shop at Costco even less than I shopped at Sam's Club. The only reason to keep the Costco membership is we had purchased, for both our vehicles, we purchased tires from them. And as long as those tires are still under the warranties, which we got decent tires and they have a long warranty. So as long as they're still within that, I don't even remember how many years or miles, but they were decent ones. We get free tire rotation and balance. So for me, when I weighed out, because I'm like, okay, Costco membership's coming due in the next couple months. Do I really want to keep it? But then you look at how much it's going to cost to take our vehicle someplace else to get the tires rotated and balanced. It's like, you're going to pay for that. So came down to, it probably actually saves us money by keeping Costco. Now, Costco is a little bit farther. It's, not much. It's probably 20-minute drive from where we live. So, and they do have a gas station. I'm just not down in that part of the city that often to stop and get gas there. But honestly, I don't even know if the gas is cheaper there. It probably is. I've never really paid attention because I've just never gotten gas there. But, you know, it is nice to have, especially if you have, like, come Christmas time, sometimes we like to go in and look around to see what they have for Christmas gifts. And, you know, I guess if you do want your snacky snacks, you can go in there. And they do have different things. You know, some of the stuff I do like that Costco has. But I preferred Sam's over Costco. But it just, because of the tires, we kept the membership to that. And I think that might be the only membership that we actually still have is Costco. And if it wasn't for the tires, honestly, we probably wouldn't have kept that, because for what I save on other things, wouldn't be paying for it, but the tire rotation and balance does. So, and the warranty and all that. So we do keep the Costco one. But, you know, if you're somebody that's trying to maybe figure out a way where, you know, how can I save some money, or, you know, how can I make some extra money? Maybe you don't need to make some extra money. Maybe you can save some money just by getting rid of some of your subscriptions you have. You know, take a look, you know, which credit cards they go on, or, you know, which checking accounts or save, whatever the billing goes to. Sit down and look, because sometimes, I know, guilty of this myself, sometimes you forget about a subscription, and then it's like, man, I've been paying for that all this time. I didn't even remember I had it. You know, Amazon, I got rid of my Amazon Prime subscription. I don't ever buy anything from Amazon. I shouldn't say never, because I do sometimes, but it's very rare. And I thought, okay, by the time I pay for Prime every month, am I saving that much, you know, for buy one or two things a couple times a year? Probably not. You know, I buy some of my stuff from my eBay store, like my poly mailer bags and that kind of stuff. But, you know, and I mean, if that's the case, you can always sign up for a month here and there and have Prime for a couple months and then get rid of it again. But, you know, I got rid of that. I thought, there is no sense in having that. Some of y'all have that Walmart Plus membership. I never did get that. I've never been a huge fan of Walmart. I used to work for Walmart, so I'm not a huge fan of Walmart. You know, yes, I do shop at Walmart, because unfortunately, sometimes you don't have much choice. You need something that you're either going to pay through the roof to go to a supplier for, or you just can't get it someplace. You got to go to Walmart. So we do shop at Walmart, but not enough for me to give them a subscription fee to get. And I don't get things delivered to me. I've mentioned that before in other videos. Even DoorDash. And sometimes people look at you like you've lost your mind. You go in to pick up your order. Taco Casa here. I went in one time, because in order to order it online, you have to go through DoorDash. And I went in to get it, and maybe because I am a DoorDash driver, but I don't go in Taco Casa that often, but the manager there got real snippy with me. I ordered our food, and I went there to pick it up, and she's like, well, you have to confirm the order. And I'm like, no, it's not a DoorDash delivery. It's my own personal food. It's for me. I ordered it through there. And she told me, next time, have it delivered. That's how you have to handle that. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying somebody to bring my food. Somebody that I don't want bringing me my food. I'm like, that, you know, DoorDash gives you the opportunity of, you can either pick it up yourself or you can have it delivered. Those are the options. I chose to pick it up myself. So that kind of ticked me off there. She was a little different the second time we went in, but I don't think we used the app the second time. We just went in and ordered. But, yeah, that's for a whole different video. But, yeah, so if you're trying to, like I said, if you're trying to save some money somewhere, or, you know, maybe before you go out and pick up a second job or something, look at some of these subscriptions. You might be surprised how much you're spending. And it might, like I said, might be some you don't even remember that you have. Get rid of them if you're not using them, and, you know, or if you can do without them, get rid of them. why spend that extra money on something you really don't want anymore, or you don't really need? There's just too much of that stuff. These companies have made it so easy for us just to, click and subscribe, which if you have got this far in the video and you haven't clicked and subscribe to my channel. But the thing is, I don't charge you anything unless you're on the YouTube where you don't get the ads. I'm cheap. I don't do that. They can have their ads. But yeah, you can get rid of some of these subscriptions that are, in your bank account every month. Why keep paying for them? Now if you like them and you're using them all the time, hey, yeah, those ones you might want to keep. Like us with the car wash. We did use that all the time. Yeah, it's like my throat gets so dry. Tell you, this is one of the things that I do love is the H-E-B. They're only here in Texas. Best grocery store ever. And this is their Wild Red, which here in Texas, Big Red is a big drink. That Wild Red is like the knockoff of that and way cheaper, so I drink that. But yeah, the car wash subscription, well, that was something. Dave didn't use it as often because he never goes anywhere. Very rarely does he ever leave. But me, being out in every single day, and I don't want my customers to see my car being all gross. So, I would go through every couple days anyway, or at least a couple times a week, depending on what the weather was. I could just go through, just to get, like, if it rained and you get the road grime, go through and do it. And they also, at the car washes, had the vacuums and stuff, so I could go vacuum out my car. One time I had a customer's drink, Whataburger, these people down here in the South with their styrofoam cups. I know some of y'all love them, but let me tell you, those things do break easy. I pulled one out of the holder. I had this cold bag, I guess you'd call it, and it's got cup holders in it. And I lifted it out, and the cup split in half. And it was a large drink from Whataburger, and I had Dr. Pepper all over. It just was like a gush all down the inside. Luckily, I have a mat in the back of my car, but it was down the outside of my car. So after I delivered the rest of the customer their food, and I left there and went directly to the car wash, and was able to go through the car wash, get off what I'd ran on the back of my car, and then I could pull into one of the bays and clean out the rest of the Dr. Pepper, get that out of there. So, that, yes, I used it all the time. And they had, like, the spray bottle, or you could, they had, like, I don't know if it was Armor All, what it was, some kind of cleaner you could spray on and wipe down. And they had the little smellies you could spray in your car. So, yeah, that, there are going to be subscriptions that you'll probably want to keep. If you're somebody that orders off from Amazon all the time, yeah, keep your Amazon. If you're somebody that orders off it once a year, get rid of it. Sign back up. If you're somebody that only orders maybe Christmas gifts off it, get rid of it. Save yourself that money, whatever the monthly fee is. And when it gets time for you to Christmas shop again, sign back up. After you're done Christmas shopping, cut it back off. There's different ways. And that's something I'm finding out getting older. Trying to be more frugal in this age because, it's not like income is really going up that much. Dave's on a fixed income. His isn't going to go up usually. And lately mine hasn't been going up any with what I've been doing. My God, my hair is... Good gosh. Being in front of this camera, I see how bad my hair looks. I'm not real happy with this haircut. Oh well, it'll grow back. But anyway, get rid of those subscriptions that are costing you money. Put your money elsewhere. Even if it's you save enough to go out to dinner once a month. Or you get to buy yourself something that you really want and been putting off because, gosh, put the money towards that. Put it towards something that you want to put it towards, something that's going to bring you happiness. So, just my thought for the day. I guess that'll be it. It's been a half hour. I don't want to bore you any more out of your minds than what I probably already have. But I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. And I'm going to get myself ready here to go make a video for the other channel and then go to work. See if I can get any decent offers on DoorDash today. So have a great one, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.